Today we're going to be discussing the philosophical idea of reality. Reality is a concept that has been discussed multiple times by multiple groups of people for various reasons. In this video, I will discuss that there are two concepts to reality. You have perception, and then we have what I call the concrete reality. The concrete reality is the reality that does not change. For example, the wavelength that we call color exists inherently, but our perception of what that wavelength is what perception is. For example, a bird may perceive green as ultraviolet, whereas we as humans perceive green as being green. But that wavelength that we call color is inherently there, it is concrete. Now, the cave exists as a cave, and it may change due to environmental factors, but that wavelength that we call the cave exists. Because if you cut it all down to the brass tacks, we are inherently energy. Now, there are modes that reality works in. For example, a rock does not turn into water. A rock stays a rock. A water stays water. The sun stays the sun. The moon changes through its cycles and its seasons throughout the month. These are modes. Now, reality can also be considered like a reflection in a placid stream or lake. And although that reality becomes distorted or changed, it inherently retains its form or its reflection. Now, most people, what we see in reality is the reflection of reality. For example, the scientist who decided to measure the color of temperature did not know that ultraviolet light continues beyond the spectrum until he started measuring the color, saying that red would be the coldest, blue would be the hottest. Until he realized that ultraviolet, which he could not see must be the coldest, was actually the hottest. Now, what this means philosophically is that we as humans do not necessarily perceive all aspects of this greater reality until we are able to measure it. The greater reality is always there inherently, just like the ultraviolet is there inherently. We just don't see it. What we perceive is merely the reflection, which will retain its shape and form no matter how much you distort it. It will always go back to base.